Welcome, everybody, and happy official opening day for the New York Yankees. Yesterday was for baseball, but the Yankees were special. We got our own day. And, because we haven't been waiting long enough. So to start off, on welcome, Donald, and we also have Lynn from the Upper Deck sister station on YouTube and on SportsWire. Lynn, how has everything been?
Everything's been like for everyone else. This is a long day coming. So today's better than prior days. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Gut instinct with the game today against Boston. What is your gut reaction of how the game is going to go? And Lynn, will put you up to the plate first.
Okay, so I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be like a later in the season kind of game because they're both going to come out guns blazing with all that, first of all, pent up energy, waiting for this day to come around, and second of all, to just lay the gauntlet down for the season coming up. So I'm not looking for a wide difference in the score. I think it's going to be very tight to the end. So I'm expecting to see an exciting game from both sides, and hopefully our offense and defense do what they got to do.
Donald, what do you think about the game?
6-4 Yankees. Here we go. Okay, let's do it.
I like that.
Those were my numbers as to Donald. Do you see that late in the game, like a close and then apart and ending at the end, towards the end?
Yeah, interesting way of putting it, but yeah. I think that every Yankee Red Sox game, no matter whether it's day 1 or day 162 or in the playoffs, there's always an intensity to it. I think that'll be evident today. I feel pretty confident that Garrett Cole will give you a solid start. I think he'll maybe go 6 2/3, go 3 runs, something like that. Then we'll ask our bullpen to shut it down for the most part. I think they'll do it. And then, you know what? We'll wait and see what happens with Aaron Judge's extension. I hope that gets done today because it has to.
Yeah, no, that is a big question. What is going on with Aaron Judge? What's going on with the contract? Are they going to be able to discuss it behind the scenes over the next, 48 hours? Like I said the other day on the show, I thought that, just because if the wheels are already in motion, we can see, within a couple of days, the announcement is officially made. Because it might be Judge already gave the okay, just the lawyers are going over all the, the language of the contract itself. So even it might, just may take a couple of days to ratify that everybody is on the same page and it's all the language is where it needs to be. But I think for the game, I actually think 6-4 is a really fair take on how this game can go. Obviously we're all hoping it's the Yankees on top. But opening day, I think it's, they always say, it's only 1 of 162. But I think with the offseason that the Yankees had and the way that the season ended against Boston, I think today is really a very important 1 of 162. And they really need to come out swinging, which is going to lead to how this lineup is constructed. So the lineup right now as it sits is we have Donaldson leading off at third base, Judge in right, Rizzo at first, Stanton is the DH, LeMahieu at second, Gallo in left field, Hicks in center field, Higgy behind the plate, and at shortstop is IKF. So Glaber is not in the opening day lineup, which was a very hot talking point in Yankee Twitter land and amongst a lot of circles in baseball, what was going to be Glaber's role. I think the flow, even though I don't see Donaldson as an everyday leadoff hitter, I don't think the lineup is constructed too poorly. What do you think about the lineup, Donald?
Well, there's a lot to unpack here. I know that the Yankees like Aaron Judge batting second.
Yeah, I do too.
I actually really like it when he's in front of Stanton because then there's no out for the pitcher. You can't throw any softballs to any of them. That's so Rizzo in between. I think they just want to break up the lefty righty. I think they want a lefty in between their two righties. So I guess that makes sense. Donaldson leading off. At first I was like, what the hell? But I'm willing to at least see it. I like LeMahieu leading off. I just like somebody that bats for a high average because I'm old school. But we'll see. I like that Torres is on the bench. That's my biggest takeaway from that. I think that's great. And I'm glad that LeMahieu is starting. That's great too. So you at least it gives me a sign that LeMahieu is going to have a very, very prominent role. I don't understand Aaron Hicks starting. That just sounds like a Brian Cashman nod. There's really no sense in Hicks playing at all. I mean, they really could have had Hicks on the bench, and you could have had Judge or Gallo playing center and working around that. I think that would have been better than you'd have Torres and LeMahieu playing on the same team. But apart from that, all in all, it's a good lineup. I'm actually quite optimistic about it. It's a hell of a lot better than it was when we had the wild card matchup, which was a terribly constructed lineup.
Yeah.
This you can make sense.
Lynn, what's your take on the lineup?
A lot of what Donald said. I think in terms of Judge, it's true that it seems like, the organization likes him at second, but we also know it's Judge's preference too. And I think it's just, whatever Judge wants, Judge gets in terms of the lineup. The other thing remains to be seen.
Money-wise.
It's kind of like what Donald said. I was surprised at Donaldson, being lead off in the, last games of the offseason of spring training in quotes. But I don't hate it. I agree that DJ, last season aside, where I really was not happy with him leading off, but that's kind of a wash, right? And, so I get the philosophy there. I think that's right. But what I've seen of Donaldson so far is that, I think we'll be able to rely on him, predictably, based on what I've seen, that, he's going to be a solid, consistent hitter. And so in terms of even just getting on base for starters, I don't hate it. I am surprised and disappointed that Hicks is in the lineup. Yeah. I was really envisioning Stanton, Judge, and Rizzo. Gallo, like you said.
Yeah.
The vowels are confusing. And even the possibility of playing around with Stanton, flipping Stanton and Gallo. I saw that tossed around this morning, and I thought that was interesting. We've seen Judge in center, and that's been solid. Where wouldn't he be solid? So it's disappointing. I don't know where they're going with that. I think he should have been out altogether. And yeah. I like Glaber sitting out altogether, but I also wouldn't mind him DHing. If that means that we get DJ on the field more, but they figured out a way to do it. I also think it's smart where they have kind of Falefa.
Yeah.
I like him in the 9th spot because, for obvious reasons, that kind of makes him 2 or 3, the next time the team's up, or an inning that's running around the rotation. So, that's.
How do you feel about Hicks, Higashioka, Falefa, 7, 8, 9? There's 3 below average bats.
Well, I think with Hicks, if he's healthy, he is a solid bat in the lineup. It's just we haven't seen him healthy for so long. It's hard to put trust in him. I think that's the issue with Hicks. It's not the ability. It's we haven't seen him healthy enough where we actually have the faith that we're going to get the Hicks that we thought he could be. He still can be that player. But I think the way that 7, 8, 9 is set up, obviously, it's always the situation. If everything goes right, Yeah, but if they're able to put the at bats together like they were in the spring, where they were battling it out, then that's going to be, you're going to have traffic when the lineup flips over for the bigger guys.
I mean, he got 190. He put about 194 less. With 14 walks, 14 RBIs, and 108 at bats. That's absolutely garbage. So I would actually argue that it is a below average stat. And 225 in 2020. He's not cleared 37. He's not cleared 36 RBIs in 3 years.
I missed
36 RBIs.
Yeah, but that's why he's not at the top of the lineup to bring in runs. He's at the bottom to set the table. They're not expecting him to hit a lot of RBI. That's not, the bottom of the order is not an RBI position. That's a get your ass on base so you can score runs position.
And I would say right there that he's not been doing that for about 3 years.
Well, that's why I'm making the point. If he's healthy, that's what he should be. And if he is healthy, we have to, he's got to be able to prove himself. I think it's not that he deserves the redemption with the Yankee fans, but if we're ever going to want to move from him, who knows? He might, let's build up his stock. Let's see if we can keep him healthy and productive, and then move him.
Cashman's never going to move him.
What do you want? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to tell you? I'm trying to, put a spin on it, so we're not all going crazy. Why do we have to be cranky on opening day, Donald? Why?
Because it's Aaron Hicks.
You're killing the joy.
Aaron Hicks sucks.
How many innings do you give him, Donald? Is it today that he breaks a pinky nail?
Oh,
and he's out for 10 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll walk to first base. He'll do a hamstring. That'll be him for 6 months. Play golf. He might even play the Masters. You don't know.
Tiger's back in.
Let's go Tiger.
Oh, you killed Joy. All right, let's go around the horn and take some guesses at who's going to be first for some things. Donald, who hits the first home run of the game for the Yankees? Stanton. Lynn?
I'm just going to throw it down. Higgy.
Yeah, I can see Stanton too. I think Stanton's gonna Stanton's gonna hit the first home run. That's my guess.
State the obvious. I'm the brave one that's going out on.
No. I know. Well, Higgy just had a phenomenal spring, so that it's not ridiculous to make that statement.
And that's what I'm basing it on.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a spring training aberration, but it was like, whoa, he's shining in the sun all of a sudden.
Well, that's why I get nervous. Like, I don't want him to turn into a spring training superstar like we had with Tyler Wade.
Right.
Every spring training, he lit it up, and then he was gone for the year. We never saw that production again.
I actually think it will carry over for a game or two. I do have a feeling. I think you might be onto something, Lynn. I think he might hit a home run or two.
I really think this could be his breakout year. I think being out from under Sanchez and, being, Roarvet, I really think that Higgy's going to be the leader catcher. And so he'll have more opportunities and more, stature. I think he's going to break out longer than, what the mini view we had of him the last few games of the spring training.
Yeah. Next question. How many innings does Cole pitch tonight?
So I'm going 6 minimum, 6 2/3 maximum. Probably because it's his first start, I'd edge towards just 6.
I'm going to raise your 6 and a fraction. I'll see that and raise it by a quarter of an inning. I think he'll go through 7.
6 1/3?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah,
Six.
I think he.
Tats.
I think he does. I think he does pitch 6 innings. I think the 7th inning you'll see a fresh arm. I don't think the score will matter. It's it's opening day, and the only reason I'm not giving him into the 7th is because it is the first game after a short spring training. I don't think it's going to be a matter of his pitch count or what the score is, the placement of Boston's lineup. I don't think that's going to be a factor. I think it's just going to be, but it's not about pitches; it's about innings being thrown. So I think it's just going to be 6 innings and done.
So we've got 6. Okay.
Close
They're doing one pattern building, but I'm okay with it.
I know. I kind of feel bad for Lynn, but I think Lynn might be on an island. She might be on the winning island here.
Yeah, she might be.
That's just agrees with either me or Rob all the time.
Yeah.
I am fine on my own.
Closing situation: the Weisiger or Chapman. Lynn, I'll let you go first.
Are you saying want or think?
One. Who would you prefer close the game?
Low. Low 100% without hesitation.
Donald?
Oh yeah, taking you as low as you go. Amen. Let's go.
Yeah, same here. I don't want to see Chapman anywhere near the game.
No.
We finally agree on something.
I'm in agreement. It's
But to play devil's advocate, Chapman is always Cy Young in the first month and a half of the season.
Yeah,
he always goes absolutely insane, 0-0-0, and we're all going absolutely nuts. This guy is unstoppable, and then it always just completely explodes and implodes in July, August. So maybe it'll be the same this time. I wouldn't be surprised if he closes out just for optics, because Boone will want to avoid controversy in the locker room in game 1. You'll probably want to edge to play it safe. Do you know what I mean? I think that he'll probably give the reins to Chapman and give him enough rope to hang himself.
I could definitely see that. I wouldn't want that rope to be too long, though. It can't go to July, August if it's the same Chapman. By now, I would think that they know the soft signs of development, and they just can't wait. They got an option or two, low being the top of it, and there's just no reason for it. And his temperament is not going to change, and he's rent free in his own head, which really gets in the way. And so, you got to factor that in too. The ability to perform is always there, I think, but his arrogance and his temperament set in, and then it's over, literally game over.
Yeah. No, it's that's why it's we want Loizaga, but we know who really is going to be closing the game. They're going to throw Chapman in, but Chapman is very durable in the start of the season, and I like that they already set the tone of him being an 8th inning guy at certain points during the season. So it's not going to be a surprise when he does hit that wall that Loizaga could just step in and just continue, shutting the games down for us, because there were a lot of problems with between all the double plays. We didn't have a proper defensive alignment in the field, and Chapman was having trouble, in the dog days of summer, closing the games out. That cost us the division.
Breaking news, guys.
Go for it.
Jeff Passan tweet. Barring a significant change in the next few hours, Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees will not strike a contract extension before his deadline of first pitch today. Sources tell ESPN. The Yankees have proposed a deal of more than $225 million, but the sides remain apart.
Wow.
How far apart?
Apart.
Judge wanted 300, didn't he?
I don't know the specifics, but I know so we've offered 225. I
Which
don't know obviously the length or whatever, but the big deal is Aaron Judge says that he has to sign a contract by first pitch today.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss that deadline.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Wow.
Well,
Breaking
let's
news.
hope that a couple of hours, not likely.
No, if Jeff Passan
Yeah,
tweets that, then
he's been pretty good
Very.
with that stuff.
Yeah, it's
Very,
not
very.
Nightingale.
No.
Exactly.
No, we don't.
It's disheartening news, really.
Yeah. To
I
think
really
that all that energy and to think of Judge not being a Yankee at the end of the year, it's pretty scary. We talked about that with Pete the other day. There are going to be owners that are going to break over their piggy banks like there's no tomorrow. The Yankees have to do this right.
As I said, man, the Yankees gave themselves no leverage in these negotiations, and Aaron Judge's agent is only doing it and doing what any agent representing a superstar would do. The Yankees have basically put themselves in a scenario where they actually have to go hand over fist and hand over the Empire State Building to Aaron Judge, because the optics of the way this offseason went. Brian Cashman said that the reason why they couldn't go into the market is because of Aaron Judge's extension looming. Yep. And then obviously you look at the fact that Aaron Judge is the only real jersey seller. And they named part of the stadium after him. There's no way that the Yankees can't sign him. So, and if they delay it to the point where they go into negotiations next year, right, or in the off season, there will be a time limit, because then if he goes and enters the free agent market, then he's going to Mets, then the Yankees are going to have to pay hand over fist, probably a lot more than what they're already offering. So it's a negotiation, it's business. As you saw, Freddie Freeman, he's no longer a Brave. Everybody thought that he'd be a lifetime Brave. This is a business, man. And that's what Rizzo said yesterday. He spoke to Aaron Judge yesterday. Rizzo said he spoke to Aaron Judge yesterday. He says, this is a business.
Yeah.
So,
And how much would you bet that top of the first, his agent's on the phone with, all the teams setting the stage?
Yep.
Because, Judge has always been in control here. And now there's a, deep toe in the sand on this. And so Yankees are going to be out of it damn fast if they don't turn it around in 3 hours? So
yeah,
not looking lightly.
I mean, if the Yankees really wanted to save their PR, then they announce it for,
oh yeah,
opening pitch. Aaron Judge is here for another 5-6 years. The whole place would go absolutely insane. You know what I mean? And that would be just huge for the fan base. It'd be huge for Yankee PR, because the Yankees are trying to save their PR. This would be they honestly, what they should do is just go, what do you want? Right, let's do it. Because they have to.
Yep. No, they have no choice. They really don't. And like you said, it's the optics. And you know what? What makes it even worse is we know how players perform in contract years. Yeah. If he has a contract year that he can have, the price is only going to go up.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to go down because he has a phenomenal year. It's not going to be like, wow, I'm the MVP. Pay me for it. Now I'm rookie of the year. Now I got an MVP. Pay me.
Throw in Gold Glove, and
everything.
This is like a major league wide audition for him. Not that he has to audition, but he's going to double perform this season.
Oh, he will.
Well, they made the mistake years ago not buying out his years. They did it with Hicks. They did it with Sevy. They should have done it with Judge.
Right. And I know that there was some talk of, with all the speculation that they were possibly looking at a 7-year contract. And I don't know if that was part of what Passan, posted or not, Donald. But I think there was a lot of objection in the fan base to that, like do 5 or 6 with an extension option. But so if that's what they're gunning for, in addition to the more money, then I'll never side with ownership. But I think that's part of the terms probably being wrangled out as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Yankees are the architects of their own downfall here. There's no excuse for it to even get to this stage. Should have been done long before this. And then that's why Aaron Judge's agent is holding their feet to the fire, as any agent would do. So, sorry, I'm Team Judge here. The Yankees put themselves in this position. Also, there's very few certainties in baseball. But one thing I could bet my house on is Aaron Judge is going to have a big year. As you guys said, I think he's going to have a huge year. And I think it'll be even better than it was last year. And last year was semi-MVP. So I think it will be right there. I think he's going to have an awesome year. And the Yankees are gonna face a whole season of fans going, pay Aaron Judge, pay Aaron Judge, pay Aaron Judge. And
Right.
they can't, because Aaron Judge has got a deadline of 1 p.m. today.
I'd venture to say it's his biggest year out of all.
So,
They'll have to do a second wing of the judges' chambers if they keep him around, kind of year.
Yeah,
Maybe all for nothing.
I don't know, but that you were just killing the mood, Donald. You really, the bearer
All
of
right,
bad,
we'll
the
shoot
bearer
the
of bad
messenger.
news.
let's shoot the messenger here. We'll shoot the messenger.
Nah, I'm only kidding with you.
No,
But no, it is
You're
opening day. We're all hyped
I know
up.
you not, and I know you want a cigarette now.
No,
Oh, here we go. Brian Cashman will speak to the media at 11:15 a.m.
11. Oh,
So
boy.
that'll be interesting.
Oh, so he really is going to throw water on the crowd. We had enough water this week as it was.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's going to be a very interesting press conference.
This whole PR team needs to be fired if that's what's going to happen.
Their public relations department is embarrassing.
Crash.
Really embarrassing. But regardless of all, it is opening day. It's one of 162. It's an important one of 162 against our rivals, and the Yankees are going to win 6-4. Chapman's going to get the save, and it's just going to be a really exciting game. I think the fans are really going to be into it. And it's been a long time coming for us that this season is finally kicking off. And what better against the Red Sox? It really, if you're going to start the season late, at least start it late with style. And that's exactly what we're going to get today. So just remember, like, share, comment, please subscribe. Check us out on our social media. Links are in the description. Check us out also on sportname.com/player and on Northeast Streaming Sports on Roku. Wear your pinstripes with pride and play hard.
Let's go, Yankees.
Let's go. Do it.